Morning, Professor Jones. This is my video response on how the third man PDF essay helped me kind of reshape and narrow down my research proposal. And I would say that it kind of helped me narrow down some aspects, but also made me question some other aspects that I did not really consider at all in the beginning. For example, it helped me narrow down the fact that the aspect of morality, I would say, because basically the author of this essay says that morality is something too intangible and unspecific. In fact, Anna itself, as the author says, as a behavior that cannot really be considered morally correct or ethically correct because she loves Harry independently from his actions, and one cannot really even consider morally correct Rollo's behavior because he just wants social justice and etc. and wants to discover the truth, but is not willing to kind of put himself in Harry's shoes to understand why he made those actions. And at the same time, one cannot even consider morally incorrect Harry's actions because he just did those things to kind of ensure the survival of his status and over his social position. So it kind of made me understand that I should narrow down the aspect of morality in my research proposal, and I should rather not really focus on morality as a general concept, but focus on the specific characteristics of the characters themselves, and maybe then kind of establish a link between the psychological characteristics and some possible moral aspects. Then it made me question the role itself of the characters, because in the movie it also appears that it almost appears that Harry's figure is much more dominant than in the book, because in the book his presence is, I would say, subtle throughout the story, and it almost appears that the real leading figure is Rollo, with kind of support of this female character who is Anna, while in the movie their role is active as in the book, but Harry's figure is much more dominant, is much more charming and actively present on screen. So it made me question if the role of the characters themselves, which differs from the movie to the book, is really something that I should pay attention to or not, and if it is something that kind of wants to express some sort of message. And finally, it made me question an aspect that I didn't really focus on in the beginning, which is the setting of the book and of the movie, because the author of the book and the director of the movie, specifically the director, didn't want to send a message with this movie, but at the same time it appears to me that the setting of the story of the movie and of the book, Vienna, post-war Vienna, the social conditions and all the social hierarchy cannot be just something um, that is completely not linked and detached from the story itself. Otherwise, it would just be a generic thriller, and it could have been set in whatever city. It wouldn't have made some kind of difference. So it made me, in general, understand that I should narrow down some aspects and made those aspects much more concrete and specific. And it made me understand that I should question more some implicit aspects, such as I said before, the setting of the story itself and how it influences the characters and the storyline.